Hey friends, it's Jacqueline here. We're about to wrap up 2021 and the day has arrived where I'm going to be sharing with you the best luxury makeup of the year. There has been many launches this year, but I decided to pick and choose from those products that they have an outstanding performance, new formulations, new products. That's what I wanted to focus on. The duty wasn't easy, but I was able to complete the task. But before we dive into these best of 2021, I want to welcome to all of you and invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know what are those products that are la creme de la creme, best of the year, then just keep on watching. And I want to emphasize that I stand by all my favorite products on each of my monthly favorites. Those products, they are outstanding. They just didn't meet my criteria of like, wow, these are spectacular. These are something that I haven't seen before. This is something more innovative in general. So let's go ahead and get started with primer. And I have it to give it to Glow Last by AURIC. This is a beautiful illuminating primer. And when I say illuminating, yes, it gives a little glow from within to your skin, but it doesn't have any shimmer, any glitter. It's not a stream, it's not like a highlighter, although you can use it not only under your foundation but also as a highlighter. It's not gonna give you that super shine to your skin. It's not gonna leave you like a tin man, not at all and whatsoever. And again, what I love the most is its texture. It feels a little bit thick in consistency, but it melts on the skin so beautifully. It's just super easy to apply, super easy to blend, and it layers so well with so many different foundations. Talking about foundations, my best foundations of the year, I have one cushion foundation, and this is by CHANTECAILLE. This is the Future Skin Foundation. This foundation sits so beautiful on the skin. It makes your skin look very healthy, very natural, very velvety, and it's perhaps out of all my foundations the only foundation that I find the thinness consistency, like almost traceless, but so perfect into the skin with more of like a medium coverage. Take note that I do have lots of freckles. I'm on my 4th floor already, so I have a lot of signs of aging that I would like to cover, but I don't like to use full coverage foundations. And this foundation is just so stunning because it lets my freckles to be seen, but it does cover the little discoloration that I have here and there. It's an stunning foundation. I use it in the shade Nude. By the way, all the products that I will be mentioning today, they will be on the description box below along with the links. And then another foundation, now this, you'll be like, Jacqueline, wait a second, you included this foundation on your best of 2020. Why you're including it on 2021? Well, because technically this foundation launched in Europe in 2020, and I was able to get my hands on it through Harrods, but it wasn't available here in the United States, in Canada, and other countries. So officially it launched in North America on 2021, and that's why I'm including it on this best luxury makeup of 2021. And I'm talking about Sublimage L'Essence du Teint by Chanel, and it's the foundation that I'm wearing right now. This foundation does have skincare properties. It's more of like a serum-like foundation, but it does have more consistency than a typical serum foundation. It's not so thin, but it's not so thick. It does have a light to medium coverage, and it gives the most beautiful glow to the skin without being too radiant, too glowy. It just looks natural, healthy. It's just, oh, jaw-dropping, amazing in person, on camera, on pictures. Every time that I use this foundation, I receive so many compliments. And this foundation has the Sublimage skincare proprietary ingredients from Chanel. And let me tell you that I do have very sensitive skin, and this one doesn't break me out. And in fact, when I use it consistently, aside that I use, you know, my moisturizers, my serums and whatnot, I feel that my skin looks even better. I don't know what it is, but to me, this foundation is something that I cannot live without, and it has to be on this best of 2021. Moving on to concealer. That concealer of the year is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate concealer. Wow, this concealer, if you have been following me, if you have seen my get readies with me, and you know my extreme dark under eye circles, I do have fine lines. My dark circles are bluish tint with green tint. They are so deep. I do have, you know, this kind of like indentation. That is something that obviously I cannot correct. I can just play around with my makeup so that the divots, they don't look so profound. But in general, I have to say that this concealer works magic for me. I don't feel even the need to use a color corrector because it does have such high coverage. It's hydrating, it's creamy, but yet it doesn't move or gather on those fine lines. It's just so easy to blend. It has full opacity, and the best thing is that it lasts all day. I mean, I can go for 11 hours straight wearing this concealer, and the coverage is there. It's extraordinary. I know it's a very pricey concealer, but I don't mind. I will purchase it over and over again. This concealer is the concealer of the year. And the concealer, for those of us that we have more mature skin, that we have more, not only to cover, but if you have, you know, expression lines, fine lines, this concealer is just magical. And for setting powder, I'm gonna go to Dior Backstage Powder No Powder. This is an all day. It says right here that it's a matte finish, but honestly, it does have a tiny bit of radiance to it. This setting powder is just perfection to blur your large pores, blur fine lines. This works perfectly fine for all over the face, and that includes under the eye area. And that's something that not all setting powders work for me, because I do have more of like dry skin. I do have some more normal skin on this area, but for the most part, my skin is dry. In fact, like a lot of people set their makeup right here. I cannot, because this area right here for me is just so dry that is just like impossible for me to use a setting powder with success without making me look aged. And this one right here is kind of like my Gucci setting powder, where it leaves my skin looking like a porcelain doll, so perfected. Just a beautiful powder from Dior, from their Backstage line. Going into bronzer, Wayne Goss, and this one right here is his duo of Sculpt and Bronze. Basically, these are two powder products. This one right here is your sculpting powder, and this one right here is your bronzer. And I have it right here in the shade Satin Bronze. And the beautiful thing about this duo is that you can sculpt your face so beautifully with this powder that is not too great. In fact, I'm using it today. It chisels really well the areas that I want a little bit more definition, giving that beautiful shadow, but without being too intense, too harsh, you know, being a little bit more natural. And then the bronzer right here, it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. It kind of reminds me a little bit to the Sisley bronzer, that it has a little bit of kind of like a golden luminosity, but it's still being a little bit neutral, that warms up the face beautifully. Another bronzer that makes it to the cut is Patrick Ta, and this is his cream and powder bronzer duo, where you get right here a cream contour that, again, kind of like the Wayne Goss. The difference is that this one is a cream product. It's very forgiving. It's not that very harsh contour that you're gonna be like, oh, this is too much. In fact, this contour right here is even less apparent than the one from Wayne Goss, but as beautiful. And then love this bronzer. I love the formulation from Patrick Ta. He has been able to bring us this combination of formulas, cream and powder, that work just beautifully, leaving this very airbrush finish to your skin. Now the next bronzer right here is, well, it's a new formula because Chanel reformulated the Soleil Teint de Chanel, but this year they came out with that Levage, and this is that Soleil Teint Deep Bronze. And this bronzer is just gorgeous. It is gorgeous. It has the most beautiful pigmentation. I'm a person that has a light to medium skin tone, and to be honest with you, I have used the Soleil Teint de Chanel for years, but it didn't make like a huge difference on my makeup because it was just a little bit too light for my skin tone, and this is just perfect. I just hope that Chanel will come out with even more deeper shades and a variety of shades. As far as the formulation goes, to me, it's beautiful. I know a lot of people, they have been very upset because they changed the original formulation, but this formulation right here, it's a great formulation too, and it performs really well. I will be buying these countless times. I mean, not that I will go through a big tap like this so soon, but I know that I will repurchase with confidence. Now, going into blushes, this year has been the year of the blushes. Last year was everything about bronzers, and this year has been just blushes. So let's start first with the cream blushes, and I think the one that is top are the new Victoria Beckham Beauty Cheeky Posh blushes. They come in so many different shades. The formulation is stunning. They do have this demi matte formula that blends like a dream. It's one of the easiest cream blushes that I have ever tried. They are not dewy, they don't have like a radiance, they are not super matte, they just have this extremely natural finish, and I don't know how Victoria Beckham did it, but she created a blush formula that is very hard to achieve, one that it lasts all day. How is that possible? Usually with cream blushes, you have to set them with a powder blush, set them with a finishing powder, etc., to make them last. They are perhaps the first thing to, they disappear from your skin, but these cream blushes from Victoria Beckham Beauty, they don't, and I love the shade selections. Perhaps the one that I love the most is Roller Skate. Is this kind of neon shade, but it doesn't look neon like this on the face. It just gives this flash to your face that makes it look super healthy. It's just an extraordinary shade. All the shades are gorgeous. And then another cream blush that I have been loving is from Hourglass, and these also come in a stick form, and the shade that I absolutely love is Sacred. These right here, it's kind of like the Cheeky Posh blushes, where the finish is more of like a natural finish, and they also last for a long time, and they are as well beautiful to blend. I'm gonna swatch right here. Cheeky Posh, this one right here is in Roller Skate, and this one is Hourglass in Sacred. So they are just stunning, and as you can tell, the formula, they are somewhat similar. Now, if you see a little bit of a change on lighting, I'm so sorry, but it's raining outside. I film in natural light, and it's raining, and it's just super crazy today. We have sun, and then the sun goes out, and then the rain comes. It is what it is. Now, I want to do an honorable mention to Patrick Ta, and this is his new Major Headlines Blush Palette. And I said honorable mention because this formulation is not new of 2021, but what an amazing, beautiful palette for this year. And I'm just so grateful to Patrick Ta to have brought us new shade selections. These are beautiful because these complement not only for those who have deeper skin tones, but also for us that we have either light or light to medium skin tone. I think it's definitely a palette that will add value to any makeup collection. Okay, now moving on to powder blushes, and you know, my friends, I went ahead and reviewed the Hermes blushes. I have all the 8 shades, but I actually have 4 right here that are the ones that I use the most. And what I love about these blushes is, again, their formulation. They are more into the matte finish, but they don't look powdery and they don't look flat. In fact, they look actually kind of like if they have pinched your cheeks a little. I know that sounds painful, but that's how they look like. Now, this one right here is Rose Pomade, and this is stunning. Let me show you another one that I love is Rose Blush number 23. This is more of like a peachy shade, and if you want to see reviews on any of these products, I have dedicated reviews pretty much on all of these with a ton of comparisons. Now this shade right here may look scary for many if you have a lighter complexion. This is Rose Foo, but oh me, if this is gorgeous. Gorgeous shade. And then the last shade right here that I use plenty is number 19, Rose Apricot. And this one right here is more of like a apricot shade, but it does have a little bit of neutral undertones to it. They are simply beautiful, beautiful. Again, they don't have any sheen. They are just very, very soft, velvety, and so extremely easy to apply, to blend. I know it's really hard to see blushes through a camera lens, but trust me when I'm telling you that formulation is stunning. Another formulation very alike to the Hermes, where they are more on that matte side, but they leave this kind of like velvety finish to the skin, are the new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Duo Blushes. And I have 3 shades right here. The one that I use the very most is Cherry Blaze. Is this one right here. I love my peachy shades, and I love how Tom Ford is bringing us 2 different shades per blush. One that is a little bit more lighter in tone. It does have, for example, these have a little bit of like peach tone, and then this one right here is more like a coral peachy pink tone. So you have a versatility to combine them together, or use the lighter one a little bit right here on the front, and then drape the deepest shade on the highest points of your cheeks. Another one that I love is a Flame, and this one right here is the pinkiest one of all. So pretty, and it's more of like not a super cool tone pink, but kind of like strawberries and milk kind of pink. Super beautiful. And then the other one that I have right here that I was using it during summertime at the very end, because this is when they came out, is Peach Poison. And this one right here gives you that kind of like sunburn kind of blush to your skin. Simply stunning. And continuing with more blushes, I'm telling you, my friends, I could have done a separate video just on blushes. But we have right here Pat McGrath. So finally Pat McGrath came out with something different than eyeshadows, and she decided to launch her blushes, which we have been all awaiting for. And I'm just looking forward to see that perhaps next year Pat McGrath will bring us some bronzers that will really round up her makeup line. And out of all the blushes from Pat McGrath, my favorite shades are Desert Orchid. Oh, this is a blush that goes well with every single look. I mean, perhaps not with a cool tone look, but for most looks, this is a neutral blush that is just stunning. And what is beautiful about this blush right here, the specific Desert Orchid, is that it has a little bit of sheen, but doesn't have any glitter. It doesn't have any shimmer particles either. And now for summertime, Electric Bloom. It's electric. It's kind of like the powder version of Roller Skate from Victoria Beckham Beauty, where it's kind of like neon-y, but again so flattering. And these blushes from Pat McGrath, they are so creamy. They do have, again, a little bit of like a satin finish. They're not as demi-matte velvety as say the Hermes or the Tom Ford. And then the other shade that I love is more like a pinky shade. This one right here is called Cherish. As you can tell, I have here a gray selection, one that is more neutral, then one that is more coral peachy, and then more of like your pinky cooler tone. I think Pat McGrath did just an outstanding job on the creation of each of her blushes, selecting the right shades. She did extraordinary, so I can only imagine what she will do when she will come out with bronzers. And the last blushes that I have here are from Chantecaille, and this is a new formula from them. They do have other blushes, but these year they came out first with a Flower Power cheek shade, and these blushes, they do have more of like a satin finish. They do have a radiance, and honestly, you're not gonna be able to see the beauty of these blushes in the swatch. Look, like you can see kind of like a whitish finish right here. It doesn't translate like that to the skin. You have to see them in action, and I really invite you to check my reviews on these products, because honestly, you have to see them apply on the face. And for their holiday Perle collection, they came out with this shade Akoya. This one is kind of like your Barbie pink kind of shade, but then again, look at that. I think what you're seeing right here is basically the reflectiveness. They are not highlighters, they just have this satin finish, but they are so forgiving and a little bit more blurry, because I'm not afraid to bring these blushes from Chantecaille a little bit closer to the front of my face, because they don't emphasize fine lines or pores. They are just stunning. And then moving into highlighters, at the beginning of the year, Chanel came out with the Perles de Lumiere collection, and they brought us this beauty right here. This is the perfect highlighter for a person that doesn't care about highlighters. If you wanna have the most subtle, beautiful, healthy glow to your skin, that it doesn't look like you're wearing makeup, this is it. This is it to me. In fact, this highlighter to me can be used as a finishing powder for the perimeters of your face. It's not a setting powder that you can set under your eyes, or you know, on this area right here, or on the T-zone, but it's actually something that you can just buff it. This highlighter is just stunning, gorgeous. It's limited edition. I will see if I can find it still online, because sometimes with Chanel you have to be consistent. You gotta have to be like, okay, they came out with these and sometimes they bring them back in stock. They don't make it permanent, but they come back in stock. They come back in different retailers. Again, I will make sure to link everything on the description box, because products like these or any of these products are products that I will say 100% my recommendation. You will not regret them. And then another limited edition is still available from the holiday collection of Chantecaille, Perle Lumiere. Wow, another stunning highlighter. Look at the beautiful embossing of the bird. And the beauty of this highlighter is that it has a mix between a pinky tone, a peachy tone, a pearly tone, hence the name Perle, pearls. So it really mimics that shine that you find in pearls, that is just so beautiful. In fact, I have it here on my finger, and I'm gonna swatch this one right here by Chanel too, so you can see them side by side. This one right here is from Chanel, this one is from Chantecaille. Honestly, I mean, it's gonna be so hard to give these justice, but these are gorgeous. These are just gorgeous, stunning, stunning highlighters. And then another stunning highlighter right here is from HERMES, and this is PERMABRASS 01. Hopefully they will come out with 02, 03, 04 and whatnot, because the formulation, again, is just so lovely. It's very, and I think this is the beauty about these highlighters that I'm talking about today, and what I'm personally looking for highlighters. I think we have seen, and there's an overwhelming amount of very potent, very strong highlighters, very obvious highlighters, but not only as we age and as our fine lines are more prominent, but also if you have texture, and if you're a person like me that I love to wear makeup, but I don't want to, you know, have a full face of makeup every day. I also want highlighters that they don't, you know, scream. It's like, wow, you're really wearing makeup today. Hopefully it makes sense. It's like, yes, you can tell that you're wearing makeup, but you know, in a balanced way. Now this one right here again is HERMES, and honestly I even said it on my review, and I compared it to a ton of different highlighters. I don't have any highlighter on my collection that has this undertone from HERMES. It is champagne. It does have a pinch of yellow in it without being too much. It just makes you look like a golden goddess. It's very, very beautiful, very forgiving, very, very creamy. And then from Dior, they came out with the Forever Couture Luminizers, and Dior has always had amazing highlighters, and I have here the one that I use pretty much the most. This one right here is Nude Glow, and it's the one that I have today. It's another stunning shade, and you're gonna see right here when I swatch them side by side, they all have a subtle difference to them. They all have their own beauty, but they all have this property that they are just very forgiving, that they don't emphasize too much the texture. I do have texture right here, for example, and it's not like you see it like too much. Another shade from Dior's Forever Couture Luminizers is Golden Glow 04, and this one is a gorgeous tangerine shade. This right here is an ideal shade for summertime, and that's where I see it mostly, because it will give you that golden glow with a little bit of warmth to it, that it just looks amazing with blushes like, for example, the one from Tom Ford in Peach Poison, that, you know, they resemble more of like that sunburn to the skin. That's where I use the Golden Glow highlighter from Dior. Stunning. And then another highlighter, again limited edition, hopefully they will bring it back, or that they will bring back more shades. This one right here is a loose highlighter from Givenchy, and this is in 10 Organza Or. It's part of their 2021 holiday collection, and it has 4 different chambers where 2 of the shades are more like champagne tone, golden tone, and then the other 2 are more cool tone pinks. So basically it's just a mixture of the 2 shades, because the chamber, the holes are just so small to really like divide and separate, unless you put perhaps tape and you just take one from one chamber and not from the other one. I mean, you have to be tricky right there, but that's what I love the most, because you have a balance of cool tone and warm tone all in one. And then again, you have the beauty of having 2 undertones to it, making it of a very complex and different type of highlighter. And going into my only cream highlighter, and this came out this year, is by Westman Atelier, and this one is in Nectar. I love this highlighter. If you are more into the no makeup kind of situation, or if you want something more subdued, you don't want too much, you don't care about, you know, powder highlighters, this one here is gorgeous. I still love my Westman Atelier Peau de Pêche. That is jaw-dropping amazing, but Nectar is one that I have been enjoying quite a bit. The formulation is very pretty. It looks dewy, but it doesn't look greasy. It catches the light so beautifully, and it doesn't sit on top of your makeup. It actually blends with the makeup. I'm going into a face palette, that palette, and this one right here is by Hindash. I have it dirty. What an extraordinary palette. This palette right here is amazing. The formulation right here is of such formula that honestly, even if you go across like this, you're not gonna lose that gradient at all, because it's of a technology that we haven't seen before until this palette has come out. This one right here is the ideal palette for those that are more simplistic in life, more minimalistic, and also those who are makeup artists, those who like to play with makeup and mix in different shades, different colors. I mean, you have right here everything that you need to make perfect shades. I mean, you can jump from yellowy tones to more peachy, to more pink, to more warm, to cool it down. I mean, with this palette, I have actually done a full-on review, and I have showed to you how to use it on your brows, how to mix in to do the perfect blushes. This is an all matte palette, and the formulation resembles a lot to the Sisley Blurring Setting Powder that you can actually use it also as a primer. Although it's a powder formulation, it resembles to that, where it's very, very thin, where it feels kind of like silk. I mean, like when you touch it, it's so silky. In fact, you don't get kickback from this palette, and that's why you don't see that colors to be all matte. No, this is a formulation that is just amazing, and to me is the best face palette in the market as of right now. Moving on into brows, Charlotte Tilbury reformulated her brow pencils, and she came out with these brow sheets, and I absolutely love the shade selections that she has and the formulation, because they are not super waxy, they are not super creamy. The tip is kind of like a little triangle tip, and it just makes it so easy to fill in your brows. It has a spoolie on the other side. This is actually refillable, and I really appreciate all those brands that they are being more environmentally friendly, that they are more conscious, that they are bringing packaging that are refillables, and that is just super important. But going back to this brow pencil, I mean, this shade right here is medium brown, is the perfect tone for my eyebrows, and it's the one that I'm using today, and it's just so incredible easy to use. And then for brow gel, the Anastasia Brow Freeze. This right here, actually it freezes your brows, but it doesn't make them feel too sticky, too heavy. I have very sensitive skin, mostly on this area right here, and I don't feel any discomfort because this is the area that I usually get breaks out right away, completely. I mean, this is my driest part. I get like, if my skin doesn't like something, it refuses it, and that has to do a lot with brow products. And this one right here is just very, very easy to use. In fact, you can actually pass it a few times and you can still manage it to, you know, comb your brows through, and it actually makes it super easy to create that very defined brow, but without being too much. Excellent product from Anastasia Beverly Hills. My favorite as of right now, brow gel. Now going into a liquid eyeliner. You know, my friends, that I love my Tom Ford double-ended eyeliner, but this is not a new formulation. I have used it for years. It's amazing. But here came Hindash with Hero Line, and oh my word. If you have seen my first impressions of these, I had you close up right here, and you see me going swish, and it's like the wind is there. It's like such a thin tip. The formula is perfect. It glides on. I do have hooded eyelids. I do have folds on my eyelids, and they are bumpy roads. Okay, they are bumpy roads, and these right here, kind of like the Tom Ford, it managed to glide on, and it was just so easy to create a line. Is the one that I'm using today, Hero Line by Hindash. So beautiful, and I love also the finish because it's not a matte finish, but it's not glossy, so it looks very natural. It's something in between. To me, this is calligraphy in a liquid eyeliner. It's like having the signature of Hindash right here. That good. And also for the eyes, mascara, the mascara of the year, hands down, by Beauty Mascara. This is the mascara for me. I love when my lashes look like if I have falsies, but I don't have them. I love that it doesn't transfer, that it doesn't flake on me. It gives me volume, it gives me separation, it gives me length. It makes my lashes look, wow, amazing, like so full and just beautiful, voluminous. It's such a beautiful, beautiful mascara. By Beauty did incredible with this formulation. Let's go now for lip products. Let's start with a lip liner, the only lip liner that made it here on my best of 2021, and it is from BK Beauty. It's the Everlast lip liner, in a specific the shade Warm Spice. It's the one that I'm using today. It's the warmest out of all of them. They are all beautiful. I love the formulation because it's just very easy to apply. It glides on, but it doesn't move anywhere. It's not like the most durable kind of lip liner, but it's very easy to apply. I love the applicator too. It's very different applicator for me for a lip liner. It's not so pointy. It's kind of like an oval shape, but I feel like it really, you can get into and do a very easy line with your lips, and I love this shade Warm Spice. Beautiful product from BK Beauty. And onto lipsticks, Chanel Rouge Coco Bloom. This is a new formulation from Chanel. Is the lipstick that I'm using today. This is a hybrid between a satin lipstick and a lip gloss or a lip oil, but with the pigmentation of a matte kind of lipstick, like that extraordinary pigmentation. And I'm wearing the shade Chance. I love Chance. I love also the shade Dream. This one, as you can tell, I have used it quite a bit, and again, it's the one that I'm using today. I love how glossy they look. I will have to say that perhaps I love it more than the original Rouge Coco. Yeah, because they have so much pigmentation, and they are creamy, and they are nourishing, they are beautiful. The shade Dream is also a very beautiful shade. It does have just a little bit more pink than the shade Chance, but these ones right here, were my kind of like go-to lipsticks during the summertime. Another beautiful lipstick formula, and these are satin lipsticks, are from Olivia Palermo Beauty. She launched this year her beauty line, and let me tell you that she has done an incredible, amazing job. I absolutely love all her products, but her lipsticks, they remind me to Tom Ford lipsticks. They are that good. They have beautiful shades. One of my favorite shades is Santa Fe. It's a perfect pinky nude shade. It looks so beautiful. It's one that you can wear every day. And then during summertime, she came out with this shade, Poppy. Oh my gosh, the most gorgeous, beautiful orange lipstick. One of the best ones. I did a video with my I think it was 5 favorite orange lipsticks for summertime. This one appeared in it because the way that it looks, the way that it applies, the opacity of it, and again, it's just creamy, not too creamy. And although these are supposed to be matte lipsticks, and I just said that they are satin formula, is because they are that kind of lipstick that they are in that between, that they are not really those matte drying, but they are comfortable, beautiful. They kind of resemble a little bit of a satin lipstick, but they have the property of a matte lipstick. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but they are just so beautiful. And then this next lipstick right here, it just took me by completely surprise. These are the new Givenchy Sheer Velvet lipsticks. Oh my goodness. Sheer Velvet. Yes, they are velvet like the caves, but they are sheer in the most beautiful way. They are just so thin in consistency. They resemble the texture of a rose petal, like that. They're just so delicate for the lips, and they come in so many beautiful shades. The one that I have here is Nude Boise number 16. I was able to get my hands on number 10 that I'm just waiting for it to arrive. It's supposed to arrive anytime this week because this formulation is comfortable. It does have kind of this matte effect, but it's yet velvet, and it makes your lips look a little bit more plump, look healthy. Wow, what a formulation from Givenchy. Truly jaw-dropping. And then for lip oil, I have to give it to Merit Beauty. This is a new clean brand at Sephora, and honestly, their products are beautiful, from blushes to the foundation. I mean, like everything that I have tried from them, they are really beautiful. But the outstanding product from Merit is their lip oils. These ones right here, I love them. I love this shade Marrakesh. This is a beautiful warm shade, perfect for summertime, also for fall time. And then if you like more your nudie shades, the shade Taupe is a perfect nudie lip oil. They make of your lips very hydrated, very nourishing. It just helps for your lips to be in the best condition possible. And then for lip gloss, Tom Ford Sunlast Lip Gloss. This one right here came out for the Summer Soleil 2021 collection. The collection was tiny, petite, but almighty. When I did that video, I was like, so wow. I was just so impressed. As far as the eyeshadow goes, it was fantastic. It was just one and done kind of eyeshadow. I was so scared because it came with this black cream eyeshadow. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? But the look turned amazing. And then when I tried this lip gloss lives in my purse. It's so beautiful. It does have, it looks very gold right here, but it's not that gold. In fact, I have it right here, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit more so you can see it. It does have a little bit of gold, but then it also have a little bit of peach in it. So it creates a beautiful sheen and chip. It doesn't have any glitter, shimmer, nothing. And it's a little bit different to his regular lip glosses in the sense like the regular lip glosses here, I have the shade Buff, that this is not a new formulation, but out of the new shades in the Buff, it's an extraordinary shade. It's a nudie shade too. But again, going back to this one right here, different from this formula, this one is of a thinner consistency, while this one right here is more thick. Not super thick in the sense of like goopy and that it will get sticky, but this one right here is a little bit more thin. And I just hope that this will become a permanent on the line, because please don't stop 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 reformulating your products, please. Same thing with Chanel. Then going for face brushes, Sonia G and the Jumbo Base Brush. This is so soft, it feels like silk on your skin. It spreads foundation, wow, like a sponge. If you are a person that likes a sponge, but then you're thinking, you know, a sponge, I mean, just as brushes, they can carry bacteria, but as sponges, you really need to wash them, disinfect, and like there's a whole process with the sponges, and you want to go into the brush route, highly recommend this Jumbo Base Brush from Sonia G. You see, it's slanted, it fits perfectly, you can use it for contouring too. I'm talking about Sonia G, her Niji Pro Brush. This one right here is her new face bronzer brush. This brush is so beautiful. The way that the bristles are cut are a little bit slanted on this side and this side right here, so when you're applying your bronzer, it just spreads the bronzer as the bronzer is airbrush. Honestly, with Sonia G, she is a master. And then for concealer brush, I have to give it to BK Beauty and the Angie and Hot and Flashy. This is the A506 brush. This is a concealer brush. I love this brush. It does have, as you can tell, kind of like the Jumbo Base Brush in that slanted form. It has a little bit of a tip right here, so it fits perfectly right there to get into the inner portion and actually spread really well. The concealer is super soft. This is a synthetic brush, but it feels just so soft. It really resembles like natural hair bristles because it's just so extremely soft. And as you can tell, my friends, I don't have eyeshadows right here because I'm leaving the best eyeshadows for 2021 for another video, because I know this video is already too long, and I thought about, you know what, I have minimum of 10 eyeshadows. I'm also going to rank them, so make sure you are subscribed to my channel because you don't want to miss out that video. And now, my friends, I would love to know from you, which ones are those products that made it to your best of 2021, those that really like, wow, this had become an OG, this is an amazing formula, this I will repurchase again. I would love to continue the conversation on the comment section down below. And while you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I hope that you can give me that opportunity and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with family and friends, and until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.